Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to start talking about the Java section of Android application development. Now the thing is that uh, the Java section of Android application development cannot be covered in one video. It will probably take maybe hundreds of videos, but in this section we are going to start talking about it, and we are going to be more familiar with it, and with time we are going to learn it. Now the Java file is this one, and here I said that there are three Java folders. These are the three, and these two are the folders that we use for testing. We are not going to talk about these sections until we start talking about testing. Now this is the activity file, and inside this is our main activity. Alright, and here inside this Java file you will have all of your activities. In this case we have only one activity, that is why there is only one file, but we could have more than one activity here. We could have that. Alright, so this is how the Java file looks like in the beginning. Here in the beginning you have a package name just like any other Java file, and the package name is this package name, as you can see. And this is the same package name. Alright, so the next thing that we import is called a support library here. Now what is this support library? Well, this is the support library that is going to help us make our application compatible with the previous versions of Android. That's what this support library is doing. For example, there are new features. There are new features in the latest versions of Android, and for example, there is material design, and there are different new security systems of Java runtime. So when all of these features or many of these features were not available in the old versions of Android, so this is an extra support library which brings those features and makes it so and puts these things in such a way that this app, your Android application, is compatible with all of the previous versions where the latest features were not available. Alright, for example, the material design. Alright, now the next thing that we imported here is something called bundle class. Now what is a bundle? A bundle is a class that holds data using key and pair value. Now before that I need you to know what is a bundle. A bundle is more like a bag, inside the bag, which is the bundle in this case, you put a lot of things, and then whenever you need those things you just get your hand inside the bag, and then you just take out the thing that you need. So bundle works like that. It holds different kinds of informations, different kinds of data inside it, and what we do is that whenever we need those data, we just take it out from the bundle object. Alright, that's what we do with bundle. Alright, the next thing here is this. Any activity class starts like this: public, then class, then the class name, and it has to extend the activity class. Now activity class is the predefined class, but you might be wondering that where is this activity class? Where is this? It is not activity, it is app compat activity. Actually what is going on here is that it is true that you have to extend it from the activity class, but the thing is, what is going on here is this, that this app compat activity class also is inherited from the activity class itself. Again, let me clarify again. This app compat activity is inherited from the activity class itself. So what is going on is that we are extending we extend app compat activity, and app compat activity extends activity class. So in a way we are actually extending activity class, but the reason we use app compat activity is again the same thing, that we want our application to be compatible with the previous versions of Android. That's the reason we do it. Alright, that's that. And then here we have this class method here, and this is an overridden method, that is, it has been overridden from some other class. Alright, and this method here looks something like this: protected void, and this is called something on create, and then there is something called bundle. This is saves instance state, and then there is something called super dot on create, saves instance state, set content view. This is the line that we are going to talk about differently. All right, let's just start talking about these sections. So as far as I know that this section, this method is overridden from some other class, and that in that class it has certain characteristics. All right, so what is going on is that, you see, when you are creating Android applications, there is something called callback methods, and these callback methods have been created by the developers of Android, and these callback methods, they have the capability of doing a certain number of things. All right, now onCreate is one of those callback methods, and whenever we are trying to start our Android application, this callback method is automatically called by the Android operating system that is in your phone. Again, let me say it again. You see, this is a callback method, and this callback method is called by your Android operating system on your phone when you are trying to start your Android application. That's what happens. Now, so whatever we want to do at the very beginning of our Android application, I mean, whatever we want to happen at the very beginning when our Android application starts, those things, those code should be inside this method. Those things, those programming should be done inside this method. All right, for example, just say that when your Android application starts, at the very beginning of your Android application, when it starts, you want there to be a sound, ting tong, a sound like that. So you want it at the very beginning. So what do you want to do? You want to have that code that will execute that sound inside this method here. All right, now this onCreate, by the way, is not the only callback method. Actually, there are a lot of different callback methods, and this onCreate method is one of the methods of activity lifecycle, something called activity lifecycle. I will be talking about activity lifecycle in a future video, but for now, just know that this is the method that is executed when your Android application is about to start on your phone, and this method is executed by your Android operating system that is on your phone. All right, now this method here has this parameter called bundle saves instant state. This is something that we are going to have to talk about in the future when we are talking about how to make your application in such a way that it does not lose the data that it has inside it when you destroy or close the application. See, at some point we are going to have to teach you how to make an application that saves its state, the state of your Android phone. For example, just let me say, let's say you were typing a message inside your phone, right? And while typing your message, you did not complete the typing. In the middle of typing, you went to some other app. Now you put it somewhere else, or you stopped the app, destroyed the app, the application. You stopped the application on your phone. Now what happens is that if you don't save that information, if you don't save the information that you are writing, then it has not been saved. So when you come back to your app, the message that was not completed will be gone. So at some point I am going to have to teach you how to make an app that can save those data, different types of data. All right, and that is what happens here, that saves instant state, meaning the state of your application will be saved inside this bundle, which is like a bag, as I said. All right, so that's what this is doing, and we are going to talk about this even more in a future video. Now the next line is this super.onCreate and then saves instant state. See, this is the this is what we are passing inside this method here. Now super.onCreate actually does this. You see, this method has been written, overridden or inherited from some other class, right? And in some other class there is this method called onCreate, right? So we want the characteristics, every characteristic that is there on inside that method, inside the other class from where we are inheriting this one, we want those characteristics, those functionalities of that method as well, right? We are overriding it, we get that, but we also want the functionalities that is there inside the original onCreate method, because here we are just overriding it. This is not the original one. The original one has been written by the Android application developers, and then those people, they gave it certain characteristics, certain powers, certain functionalities, and we want those functionalities in our application as well. So that's why we are doing this line super.onCreate, which makes sure that this is going to have those properties. All right, now the next line here is this one, set content view. You see, I said that we are going to connect our layout file with our Java file, remember? And this is the method, this is a method, predefined method, set content view, and inside this method we gave here activity main. See, this is the activity main. We gave the name of this layout that we want to connect it with. So now because of this, because of this, these two layout and Java file, they are connected right now. All right, now in the future we are going to also learn how to connect different views that you have inside your XML file, inside your design file with the Java file. We are going to learn how to connect those also, but for now just know that this method here is connecting this one with this Java file. So this Java file now knows that this is the layout file that it has to use. All right, now about this r.layout we are going to talk about later, because this will need an explanation. All right, for now just know that you have to write it like this, r.layout. Layout is the file name. See, this is the file name r, and then the file name r is something that I'm going to explain in future videos, and then layout, and then activity main. All right, activity main is this, and the layout is the file where it is. Now in case you don't know, in Java when we want to access inside a file, what we do, the access operator is this dot here, right? So we are accessing the file, this one, we are actually accessing a file called r, and inside that the file, inside that r file, the layout file exists, and then inside that the activity main exists. So we are actually accessing this location here, and then we are saying that this is the layout file that you have to use in this video. All right, so that's about it in this video, and don't stress about it. Have fun, take care.